Namaste all, welcome back to another episode on IHA lecture series. Today we are going to discuss about the fifth stanza of the poem Passage to India. So I hope you have gone through all our former sessions. In the first stanza, Walt Whitman, who is the poet, he actually celebrates three achievements of the past. And those three achievements are the opening of Suez Canal, transatlantic cable which was used for telegraph communication, and also opening of Union Pacific Railroad. He was of a great praise to the relevance of the past. He says that past is which forces the present to come alive. Okay, what we have in the present is just a growth out of the past. He had also mentioned a different religion. He discussed about a religion which combines together the scientific achievements of the present to the spiritual attainment of the past. In the third stanza, he discussed about two pictures. One picture is that of the opening of Suez Canal, and the next picture is, of course, the inauguration of or the opening of the Union Pacific Railroad. Okay, when we reached on to the fourth stanza, he was actually talking about an undying spirit which was vested, okay, in the mindset of all our navigators, sailors, scientists, okay, everybody who took their efforts to find out a passage to India. So everyone unknowingly, they had a same fervor, a same spirit in common, and this had actually led to the discovery of different nations, okay, the discovery of different land masses. He talks about Vasco da Gama, who found a sea route to India, and he also, okay, comments about the finding of America too, and he concludes that stanza by saying that America is vested with responsibility of unifying whole world into one. Okay, so anyway, let us move on to the fifth stanza. Let's see what is in store in this stanza. O vast grandeur, swimming in space, covered all over with visible power and beauty, alternate light and day and the teeming spiritual darkness, unspeakable high processions of sun and moon and countless stars above, below the manifold grass and waters, animals, mountains, trees, with inscrutable purpose, some hidden prophetic intention. Now first it seems my thought begins to span thee. Okay, so he was actually moving in a retrospective way. He was actually searching in the history, okay, down the slopes of history, what all efforts and what all endeavors, okay, were taken by the explorers and voyagers, okay, by our ancestors, okay, who put their effort in that. We're getting it. And he also told us that spirit of finding, okay, a link, okay, discovering each and every nation, each and every country, each and every landmass, and finding a link, a common link among all, or a link to connect all these countries together. That had been a dream for all the men, okay, who worked as an explorer or a navigator, okay, or a sailor. And he also told us about finding of India and of course finding of America. And he says that he actually vests the duty of finding out passage to India. Over here means spiritual kingdom to America. Okay, and after that he comes down to another angle. What is the angle over here? He is concentrating on the vast grandeur. Over here grandeur means earth. Are you getting it? Okay, and before that we had also one grandeur actually embodied in the former line, but that actually means rounding, okay, going okay, around, okay, the earth to find out different landmass. But over here, rondeur, the vast rondeur, it is a reference to earth. Keep that in mind. A vast rondeur, you are swimming in space. We know that nobody is holding earth over there. So, because of its movement and all, he actually relates earth is swimming in space. My goodness, what a kind of an imagery it is. Well, covered all over with the visible power and beauty. Okay, earth, we can of course argue that earth is the most beautiful planet. Correct. Well, alternate light and day. So the earth has the occurrence of light and day, is referring to day and night. And the teeming spiritual darkness. And we have overflowing spiritual darkness. Okay, all the men in the world who inhabits the earth, they are actually in spiritual darkness. Okay, earth possesses that much of potential and energy. You're getting it? But earth is not at all helping humankind. You're getting it? And that is why it is overflowing with the spiritual darkness. Unspeakable high processions of sun and moon and countless stars are above you, O earth. So, of course, he is putting forward this idea that we are not just the only planet which has sun and moon and all. There will be many other systems in the universe. Okay, we know only about earth where living beings are there. We know sun as a source of energy. Okay, we know moon and other planets and all. And he seems to suggest that there are many such systems, okay, there in the space. Unspeakable high processions of sun and moon and countless stars above you, O earth. Below, what you can see, okay, on the earth, on the surface of the earth, below sun, below moon, okay, on the surface of the earth, manifold grass, waters, animals, mountains, trees, with inscrutable means mysterious purpose, okay, inscrutable purpose, mysterious purpose, some hidden prophetic intention. Okay, there is some hidden prophetic intention on you. Now, first it seems my thought begins to span thee. So just because of that idea, my thoughts are actually wandering around the concept of earth right now. Are you getting it? Moving on to the next part. Down from the gardens of Asia, descending, radiating, Adam and Eve appear. Then their myriad progeny after them, wandering, yearning, curious, with restless explorations, with questionings, baffled, formless, feverish, with never happy hearts, with that sad, incessant refrain, wherefore unsatisfied soul, and wither, O mocking life. Who shall soothe these feverish children? Who justify these restless explorations? Who speak the secret of impassive earth? Who bind it to us? What is this separate nature so unnatural? What is this earth to our affections? Unloving earth without a throb to answer ours. Cold earth, the place of graves. He actually concludes that section of the stanza like that. Okay, so he already told us that right now I am concentrating on the vast rondure, which is the planet Earth. That actually make me get into the tale that everyone knows. Okay, the tale of Adam and Eve. Okay, absolutely religious. He is talking in religious terms over here. See, down the gardens of Asia, descending, radiating, down the gardens of Asia. Over here, gardens of Asia are the home of the first couple, Eden. Okay, E-D-E-N. Eden is actually the gardens of Asia, with the home of the first couple. So, down from the gardens, in the sense like, when we know that biblical story and all. Okay, what happened to Adam and Eve? They were actually they had eaten that golden apple which God had forbidden. Because of that, they lost the paradise. So we know the tale. Okay, so he says that he actually talks after the fall. Okay, he actually relates things. Okay, analyzes things after the fall. So down from the gardens of Asia, descending, radiating. Okay, when Adam and Eve was banished from Eden, what happened? Okay, they have to come down. Okay, they have to descend. Radiating, Adam and Eve appear. So he's again getting back to that past tale. Okay, he's it is actually a kind of, it's like a film is actually going on in front of his eyes. He could see Adam and Eve, their fall from the paradise, then their myriad progeny after them. Okay, it's literally picturesque. Okay, it's a best example for imagery, such a good imagery that he had used to. Okay, then after their fall, what you see is, of course, they give birth to many. So their progeny come. What happened to them? Their myriad progeny. Myriad means countless progeny, descendants after them. They were also descending from the paradise. They couldn't even get into paradise. Okay, they were radiating. Okay, radiating to different land masses, wandering. These descendants, that of course he is referring to the humanity at large. Okay, we were wandering, yearning. Okay, what are we yearning for? We are yearning for that knowledge. Okay, that very knowledge which can actually take us back to the paradisal state. Are you getting it? Wandering, yearning, curious with restless explorations. Are you getting it? So he's gonna see how beautifully, how cunningly he connects explorations over here. So from that point of time onwards, humankind, they were trying to explore. Okay, they were curious. They were after finding out that very knowledge which can take them to the lost paradisal state. Are you getting it? Wandering, yearning, curious with restless explorations, with questionings. They had many questions. Baffled. Baffled means confused. Formless. In the sense like, they never ever even had this idea what kind of a question they should ask. Okay, why they are wandering on this earth? Why they are living like that? Are you getting it? Formless. Feverish means sick. Okay, or burning. Okay, they were sick. Maybe they became weak. They are tired because of this wandering, with never happy hearts. And we know that many died. Okay, many spent their whole lifetime wandering around, yearning for knowledge, and they died. They could only remain as never, or with never happy hearts. With that sad, incessant refrain. What is that refrain? Wherefore unsatisfied soul, wither or mocking life. Okay, so with that sad, incessant refrain, he says that the soul is unsatisfied, and of course, why they are given over here as unsatisfied is just because since the descendants or the progeny, they couldn't find out that knowledge. Okay, they died, and only when the soul merges with the super soul, he will be satisfied in his life. So far they couldn't find out that way. Okay, they couldn't literally unfold that secret, so they were unsatisfied. Okay, they had this refrain of finding out that knowledge, that secret, that mystery. Okay, wherefore unsatisfied soul, and wither o mocking life. Okay, life was mocking over each and every man. Okay, with all the mysteries which was thrown open in front of all these beings. Oh, who shall soothe these feverish children? Who are the feverish children over here? The vast progeny, the myriad progeny of Adam and Eve, that is human beings. Okay, who will soothe them? Who shall soothe these feverish children? Who justify these restless explorers? Many have tried, took endeavors, failed. Their life proved to be futile, absurd, useless. They were helpless, absolutely helpless. Okay, so who will justify these restless exploration? If you want to justify something, then you should be able to, find out that mystery. Am I correct? But nobody could. Who speak the secret of impassive earth? Impassive over here means without any feeling. So he said over, in the beginning, oh vast grandeur, you earth, you are full of potential, you know everything, but you are impassive. Okay, the earth is given over here as a impassive because earth is not at all answering the questions of the people. Okay, who speak the secret of impassive earth? Who will be able to speak that secret? Who bind it to us? Okay, who will be there who can bring that secret to us? What is the separate nature so unnatural? Are you getting it? Just because the earth is impassive, he's asking such a question. Why are you nature? You are nature, right? Then why are you unnatural to us? What is this earth to our affections? We have been loving our earth. Earth is mother to us. Okay, we love our earth. And what is this earth? Is this how earth should behave with us? He is asking. Unloving earth, and at the end of everything, he is actually changing his tone. He just gets angry. He says that the earth is unloving, without a throb. Oh, of course, without any pulse to answer ours. Earth is not at all showing any interest to our questions. Okay, so unloving earth, cold earth. Again, cold over here, it doesn't mean earth is frozen, earth is in a frozen state. It means earth is unloving, earth is impassive. The place of graves. Okay, you only remain as a place of graves. Are you getting it? Well, moving on to the next part of the third stanza. Yet Saul, be sure the first intent remains and shall be carried out. Perhaps even now the time has arrived. Are you getting it? So he keeps the company of the soul. We know that from the very beginning itself. He is actually communicating with the soul. Okay, that's why he is relating these many stories. Okay, so now Whitman addresses the soul that, but anyway, the earth may be impassive, okay, but those helpless myriad progeny, okay, they had that first intention which is undying in their hearts, okay, that was followed by men after the other. Yet soul, be sure the first intent remains. What is the first intent? Unification of the earth, okay, and shall be carried out. Okay, that spirit will remain. We will unify the whole earth into one, and it will be carrying out. Perhaps even now. So maybe the time has now arrived. Okay, he is right now referring to those achievements, scientific achievements in the world, which could weld together different land masses, which could cut short the time, okay, of communication. Okay, which could made union or unification of the earth possible. Are you getting it? Next section. After the seas are all crossed, as the sea already crossed, okay, after the great captains and engineers have accomplished their work, after the noble inventors, after the scientists, the chemists, the geologists, ethnologists, finally shall come the poet worthy that name, the true Son of God shall come singing his song. So over here he actually takes the role of a prophet. Okay, so as a singer, so I had already discussed this idea that to some extent there is a singer in this particular poem, and after reaching a particular point, singer actually takes a turn of a poet, okay, takes the costume of a poet. So from here onwards, he says that after all the discoveries and inventions are over, okay, when we will reach on to a point, we have literally made it possible the unification of the whole earth. One person will come who has the potential to unfold that mystery. Who is that particular person? The poet. Okay, and he even relates a poet to the true Son of God. We know that who's the true Son of God? Jesus Christ. He even gives the position of Jesus Christ because he was a savior. He took his birth in this earth just to save us. So like that, a poet will emerge, okay, and he will be helping us. So after the seas are all crossed, okay, sea crossing, that means like when we lessen the distance between different land masses. As the sea already crossed, yeah, of course, with those 3 achievements we have already crossed, we have attained that. After the great captains, engineers have accomplished their work, okay, and after everyone have literally found their destination, after the noble inventors, scientists, chemists, geologists, ethnologist is a person who studies about culture of different nations, okay, finally shall come the poet worthy that name. Okay, so he says that just as the Son of God, that is the Jesus Christ, was here, okay, to save the whole world, to unify the world, poet could unify the world. Okay, and only a poet can do that. That is the idea. Moving on to the next section. Then not your deeds only, O voyagers, O scientists and inventors, shall be justified. All these hearts as of fretted children shall be soothed. All affection shall be fully responded to. The secret shall be told. All the separations and gaps shall be taken up and hooked and linked together. The whole earth, this called impassive, voiceless earth, shall be completely justified. Trinitas divine shall be gloriously accomplished and compacted by the true Son of God. Who is the true Son of God? The poet. He shall indeed pass the straits and conquer the mountains. He shall double the Cape of Good Hope to some purpose. Nature and man shall be disjoined and diffused no more. The true Son of God shall absolutely fuse them. Okay, so this is how he concludes the 3rd stanza. Okay, so he says that after the accomplishments which are made by all the inventors, scientists, navigators, sailors, everybody, the true Son of God will come, okay, and will save the world. He will justify the endeavors of human beings. Okay, he will be unfolding the secrets. Are you getting it? He is capable of. He will double the hope, okay, of reaching on to or finding out that passage to India. Are you getting it? Well, so then not your deeds only, O voyages. So he was actually asking us, okay, in the beginning in the sense just a few section before, who will justify the deeds of all these men? Okay, so here he says that not only your deeds, O voyagers, so scientists and inventors shall be justified. All these hearts as of fretted children. Who are the fretted children? Humanity. Okay, fretted means anxious children, because humankind, they are actually wandering around the earth to find out that knowledge. Okay, so all these hearts, so your works, your efforts will be justified by the poet. Okay, the fretted or anxious children, they will be they will be soothed, okay, by the poet. All affection shall be fully responded to, because he just asked in the former lines, okay, what is this earth towards our affections? We have been loving this earth all this time, but earth was impassive. So he says that poet will be able to give us proper response for all the love. Okay, the secret shall be told. Okay, the divine purpose of unifying the world. That is the secret. Okay, how you can unify the whole world and get back to that paradisal state. Okay, that will be told. Who will tell you? The poet. All the separations and gaps shall be taken up. Okay, he will fill the gap between material and the spiritual, because he started the poem by introducing a different religion, a religion in which he tries to join together the scientific achievements of the present and spiritual attainment of the past. Okay, so he says that he will be filling up all the gaps between the material and the spiritual. Okay, all separations and gaps will be taken up, and hooked, and they will be linked together. There will not be any gap. Are you getting it? Earth, this cold, impassive, voiceless earth shall be completely justified. Everything that is there, okay, that the earth actually wanted to convey, that will be conveyed by the poet. He will address all those queries. Trinitas divine shall be gloriously accomplished and compacted. Compacted means joined firmly together by the true Son of God, that is the poet. And what is the Trinitas divine over here? Trinitas divine over here is actually the Trinity consisting of God, man and nature. Are you getting it? He is of course talking about a different religion. The Trinitas divine over here, it's a combination of God, man and nature that will be accomplished. Okay, right now there are some gaps. Okay, we haven't reached on to such a kind of a Trinity. And it will be compacted. It will be gloriously accomplished and joined firmly together by the true Son of God. That is the poet. Okay, he shall indeed pass the straits. Strait means, of course, narrow inlets of water. Okay, all those complexities and all that will lie in front of us. He indeed shall pass all those troubles, obstacles, and conquer the mountains. He shall double the Cape of Good Hope. Okay, so we know that this Cape of Good Hope, it's a place of optimism for sailors. Okay, when you just look onto the details of it, okay, Cape of Good Hope, you can metaphorically take it like that. It's a place of optimism for sailors, and this poet will double the Cape of Good Hope to us. Nature and man shall be disjoined and diffused no more. Okay, so after this we will be joined together. There won't be any separation. The true Son of God, that is the poet, shall absolutely fuse them. Okay, so he actually talks about the divine will that is within us. You're getting it? So he actually entrusts this such a Herculean responsibility to the poet. He will be fusing together. Okay, he will be accomplishing that Trinitas divine. Okay, the Trinity which will be having God, man and nature. So this is how stanza ends. I hope explanations are clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can place it in the comment box. I have put the mail ID below in the description box. Okay, so if you have any confusion, any doubt about any of the lines, you can of course mail me or you place it in the comment box. So that's all for now. Thank you.